Hello and good morning, people. Oh, how are you? I hope you're all well wherever you are. If it's afternoon, I'm wishing you a happy afternoon. If it's evening, I hope you're having a nice evening and your day was well. And if it's almost nighttime or nighttime, I wish you a good night's sleep. Good morning from Kenya, from Africa, from East Africa. Hello and welcome to the channel. To those of you who are new here, my name is Josephine. And Josephine has just woken up. Josephine is Kenyan, born and bred, and is a mother, is a grandmother, is an auntie, is a cousin, is so many things. And today Josephine is so tired. Has woken up tired. You know how you wake up tired? In fact, you know what woke me up is that yesterday we were working the whole day, and then I went into and then I had a bath and I had dinner. I was on my feet for over 8 hours. And then at around 10:30, 11, almost 11 p.m., about 10:48 p.m., I had a drizzle outside, and we had done, my laundry had been done, including the laundry of my grandson. They were here some days ago, and I've been so held up. I didn't do their laundry, but there were no wet clothes in it. And can you imagine, I jumped out of my seat so fast because I was like, hell no, those clothes are not going to get rained on. Not after all the effort we put, and there's some fresh soil on the ground in parts, and then they might get dirty. So I woke up to come and take the clothes off the clothesline. And then I got back into the house. And me, knowing that if you leave clothes when they've been dried in the sun, and then and some are not totally dry, if you heap them and throw them on the seat, which is what I usually do, and then you leave them overnight, by morning you're going to find them so creased, looking bad, and you probably have to iron them or stuff. And so who is me? I had to start folding all the clothes again, laying out the ones that are, normally what I do is that when I'm getting clothes off the line, don't worry, I just woke up. When I'm getting clothes off the line, I'll put the ones that are not very dry on my shoulder, and then I'll put the rest of the clothes on. Why do you tear up when you've woken up? Gosh. And then I'll put the rest of the clothes. I'll just dump them. That's when I'm removing the clothes in a hurry. When I'm taking my sweet time, I'll fold them into the basin and take them into the house. But when I'm in a rush like I was yesterday, I'll just dump them in the basin, but the wet ones I'll put on my shoulder. And then when I get to the house, not the wet, but the damp ones. The damp ones, I'll sort of hang them on top of the chairs or plastic seat, or just around. I'll just around stuff around the house. I'll drip them, and by morning they are a bit more drier. And so I'm telling you, I did that. I finished. I got the clothes into the house, and then I folded all of them, and I dripped some over the seats. And then I tried to go back to my editing, and I just told myself, no, that body has refused. I am tired. So I've just woken. No, I've not just woken up. It's about 8 in the morning. So we finished work, but there's still a bit. You know, I told you the building here never stops. Construction, home development, right now beautifying, it just never stops. And I keep on thinking, I'm done with that. And something crops up. And so there's a little work that was pending yesterday. And the people I needed to help, those who are here, now the experts, of course, the workmen who are experts, were all held up until around 5. So by the time they came, I was like, on this end, we are dead beats. And if we are your helping hands, we are not going to be able to do much. So what I advise is you come back tomorrow morning. And I slept telling myself I'm going to wake up early tomorrow. The alarm went off. I didn't even hear it. Like, I didn't hear it. I think it went off until the limit got end. And then I had borrowed some working equipment from my neighbor. What we call talimbo, it's a strong piece of metal, ribbed, and then it's pointed on one edge and sometimes carved on one edge, sometimes not. And we use it for digging. The Turkana have it in almost every household, and the women make it themselves. But here we buy from hardware stores, and so I don't have one. So I went and asked my neighbor who has he has a lot of what tools. So I went and borrowed his Walkman and said, please help me, I'll return it tomorrow. So I'm sleeping, and then I hear on the gate, do, 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 do. You know that person who knocks like you're going to open or you're going to open. You don't have a second option. I pulled myself out of bed. I was like, my goodness, I've not even washed my face. So normally when people come to knock on my door, they know that if you hear the door opening, I've been alerted, so I'm coming. But this person wasn't having any of that. So I opened the door and I told myself, of course, I'm not going to open the gate like that. First of all, because I woke up, I was groggy. I didn't even remember where the keys are. I was like, oh, shoot. This person is in such... First, I was angry. I was like, this workmen. I thought it's the ones that are coming to work for me. They know very well. Even if I say 8, you can sit at the nearby shopping center because you can see my gate, my small gate from there. Just wait until I get up. If you knocked once and I didn't open, but I don't like banging on the gate. So I was in a panic. I was like, oh, shoot. Now it could be somebody else. So I groggily got up. Then I was like, I don't even know where the house keys are. Then I start looking for them. Then I find them. Then I get sober very quickly, and I'm like, I can't go and open the gate since I don't know who it is. I've not even washed my face. I'm still in my night dress. So I rushed back again. I hadn't opened the door, so I rushed back again. I put on this I've just worn this on top of my nightwear. So I went and put it on. Then I finally got the keys, opened the door, got out. And then, of course, I had to go I was like, no. In case it's somebody who's come, because some people come and they've started your day. They want to sit down, they want to talk. I was like, the sitting room, that's fine with all the folded clothes, pegs on the chair, that one is not, I'm not going to mind. But if it's a stranger and they need my attention, I need to go use the bathroom so that when they get here, I'm not wondering how am I going to break this and go to the bathroom, because I don't like feeling pressed in the morning from feeling pressed in the night. Not that I was feeling pressed, but first thing in the morning I like to go to the bathroom, relieve myself. So I was like, no, let me go and take a quick pee and then wash my face. And the person is now banging even harder, and I'm like, good heavens, didn't you hear I've opened the main door? Means I'm out. I can hear you're there. And so anyway, I finished, I washed my face. I just took my time. I went to the bathroom, did my ablutions, washed my face, went back into the house, put a little oil, rinsed my mouth, came out, rinsed my mouth. And then I went and opened the gate just to find that it's with this fellow. And he's like, oh, we need those tools today. We are working with them. I was like, oh, sweet relief. Thank God it's not the ones coming to work in my house, because, yeah. So anyway, I gave him, and so I had to wake up. So I put out the clothes that were not completely dry. I put them out to dry. They're not many. And then I put out the carpet to dry. Yeah, it was washed yesterday. And oh, the lady who was washing it, there are people who know what they're on about. She does, a lot of women around here who do manual labor. They do it like almost every day. Some of them have contractual obligations. You can come to my house and do laundry 4 times a week, maybe 2 times you do dishes, different things. And so they've become experts at doing laundry. She cleaned that carpet. I normally wash that carpet myself. But now yesterday I was paying her to do it. She washed the carpet until I was like, oh, you can wash a carpet like that. Because she'd been washing and I had instructed her, you do it like this, then you do like this. I thought I was teaching her. So she cleaned it. Now what we do is the leftover water from the laundry is what you keep using. And so the last rinse is the rinse that has cloth softener, and it's usually got a very good fragrance. So I was looking, I was wondering, because I gave her a tent material tarpaulin, a plastic sheet to wash the carpet on, so that it's not on the ground, because a lot of the ground has been leveled. So the patches that I used to put out the carpet before, some of them have a soil now. And then the carpet used to be big, the plastic carpet used to be big enough for to lay on the carpet. And then I found somebody had come and, do you know workmen who come to your house sometimes are just like, I don't know, or is it the kids who did it? But I found that it's been cut in half. And I was so disgusted, because why would somebody do that? I've always normally washed the carpet and the whole carpet is sitting on the plastic sheeting. But yesterday it was half. And I thought about it and I was like, somebody came here and cut that carpet in half without telling me. Yeah, either that, or I'm getting old and I have memory issues. So maybe we were here with the kids and they were doing something and they cut it in half. I hope that's the option, because if it's somebody that did it, I'll be so mad. Anyway, so she finished washing, and then I'm looking where she's doing the laundry while we're working elsewhere, and I'm not seeing the carpet. And then I wasn't even going to ask her. I think I was going into the house to get something, and she's folded the carpet like an envelope. It's into a tiny bundle. She's put it into the basin, and she's pouring on the water, the fragrance water on it. I was like, what are you doing? She said, no, because there's fragrance, the water that has fragrance, the softener is still here. I want the carpet to smell good, and not a drop of dirt was coming off that carpet. Sometimes you're so happy and then you just keep quiet and just pretend, oh, okay. But in my heart, I was like, you are doing what? That carpet was cleaned so well. I was so happy. When you get good workers, you get happy. The way she was doing the laundry was just fine. I liked it. I loved the way she sorted I already pre-sort the clothes. But when I gave her, she did a second pre-sort. I was like, oh yeah, Josephine, you're being taught how to do it. She did a second pre-sorting. And then I loved the way she was washing. And she told me she normally has a line of basins. Actually, most people who do laundry in many houses, what they do is that they line up up to 5 basins. And people, when I tell you basins, I'm not talking about a basin. I'm talking of like almost some houses have basins that are almost 2.5 feet wide or 3. And then you find somebody has lined up 5 of those mothers. And they have laundry that is going to be washed, that is going to use all the water in all those basins. Yeah, I mean, in some households, when you're given laundry, I think yesterday she was just laughing. She was like, this is what I'm being paid for. Because me, I do laundry usually, even if it's 2 weeks. My clothes are not dirty, and okay, most times by 6 o'clock or 7 or 8, when I'm having my shower in the evening, I'll change into my night dress. I really don't have dirty clothes, and I don't in a week maybe I'll wear 7 clothes. Sometimes, okay, I'll change in the afternoon or in the evening if I have an early shower. But if I have a shower early in the evening, I'll very automatically get into my nightwear, because I'm not coming out again. And even if I do wear something like now this, which I pull over, I have several of these long ones, which is if in case I'm expecting someone, or in case I have to walk to the shop or something, and then I just won't wear it once. I might wear it 3 or 4 times, because I'm just wearing it for a few hours in the house in the evening, and then taking it out. And then tomorrow, if I have the next time that I have a quick shower, or if or if it's very early morning like now when I have to come out, because I'll still go and change now. I'm not going to stay in this beyond 9 o'clock. And so I don't have a lot of laundry, but I've been to houses where, you take a second glance and you pretend you didn't see. The laundry is a heap. And the beddings alone are at the heap, and then the clothes. If they're like 4 adults in that house, of course it's going to be a lot heavier. So yeah, so I didn't have a lot, and she did a very good job. Yep, so that's my morning. Today is Thursday. I keep on anticipating visitors every day. I'm just being prepared because it's festive season and I don't know when people are going to come, when people are not going to come, but I want to be found ready. With all the yesterday evening, I didn't have to cook. Remember the spaghetti I cooked some it was the day before yesterday, I think. The spaghetti I made and I refrigerated. And then yesterday there was some leftover vegetable from what we had for lunch. That's what I had for dinner. Yesterday I ate so well. The whole day I had every meal and I had it. I had a heavy piece of every meal. Yeah, I know I'm cutting weight. But yesterday the work was so intense and I had such a raging appetite. So yesterday my body must have been like, ooh, when turn like this food, turn like this food, turn like this food. Yeah, but of course without any apology because there was such heavy work and then I was working. The working I did was also so much. So today morning I've woken up to, after I gave that person their tools, one of the people who's working for me came because we need to make benches like this. You see the bench I'm sitting on? Yeah, it's a wooden bench. So I need to make 2 more like this, but longer, much longer. So I don't have that kind of wood and I am so tired. These are men, they work like this every day. Some of them are younger people. They have the stamina. I don't. If I walked to go and purchase that wood now, I'd be done for the day. I'll come back. I'll just get lethargic. I'll be so tired. And with all I have to do, I still have to arrange the clothes that I folded yesterday. And my day is still in front of me. I mean, I still have stuff to do. So no, I don't want to get tired early in the morning. And so one of the people came, the workmen came, and I told them, you go to where we purchased these pieces of wood, and here is my number. Ask them to call me because he doesn't have a phone. Ask them to call me and tell me what size, what length the pieces of wood are. If they can take a photo, all the better. And yeah, and then the cost, and then I'll send them the money. The goodness with M-Pesa is that you can pay from wherever you are in the country or in the world, and then you get a ride, a boda. This is a motorbike, public service motorbike. They can put that however they are going to carry. I know he'll find a way to carry it because those do carry small loads. And then if he comes with the border ride, then I can pay when they get here. Then that way I'm saved from walking now early in the morning, so that I can sort myself in the house. The clothes are going nowhere. I'm not going to fold them now. I'm going to have breakfast today, not brunch. Breakfast right now early in the morning. I need to water some of the stuff that I transferred. There are still bits of spinach here. This used to be my former kitchen garden. So there are remnants of, there's a few remnants of vegetables. Oh goodness, my pineapple. I can see one of them. I don't know if the other. Oh yeah, both of the pineapples are still here. Move them. The only thing that's not going to move is the fruit tree seedlings. I had thought earlier that I was going to move them, but no. They're in very strategic spaces, so they're just going to remain. And they're still young. And I was told if I uproot them, there's a chance they might not survive. So I'm not tampering with them. Yeah, so that's how my day went yesterday. And I think that video is going to be out soon if it's not ready yet. Yesterday again, I was so tired, I forgot. I'm normally supposed to sleep with the phone on so that the video can finish uploading onto YouTube and then publish, because I set it ready for publish. But yesterday I was really done because I switched off the data on my phone, so the uploading stopped. So when I woke up in that rush that I was in the morning, I was like, how come it hasn't uploaded? And then I saw it had paused because I switched off the data, and I was like, oh yeah, thank you, Lord. I mean, I was really tired, and that's, well, I won't blame myself. I won't castigate myself for that. It happened, it happened. But today I'm feeling fresh, though tired. Having one thing that helps me a lot is when I'm doing a lot of this heavy stuff. When I bathe in the evening, cleaning yourself is actually cleansing yourself. It gives me a lot of relief. It helps so much. Wow, can you feel how? Ooh, that sun is really, yeah, it's really coming on. Today it's coldish, and it's cloudy. It's got that dark clouds of rain, not the whole sky, but it has that. So I want to give myself a very good breakfast spread. Festive season is here, so I'm going all out and spoiling myself. Hold on, incoming call. Okay, I was on the phone. The person I sent is already at the place where they're selling the wood, and I'm trying to bargain. Of course, I always say no. I must say no at the first offer I'm given, and get down to my rate and stay there. So I've told them, go look for somebody else who's going to take what I have in the pocket, because I know right now when it's not you and you send somebody, they always try to get the highest they can, make a little bit extra, and I must try and save costs as much as possible. So I hope he's going to get soon and then come. And because I know he's going to come back, and then we'll just start on work up like that. Let me go have my breakfast. Welcome to the channel. Thank you very much for coming. My subscribers, thank you, thank you. We are at 106. We got an extra person. I'm so excited. Thank you very much. Extra person, and all of you others who are already in the channel, I appreciate very much. And for the new countries that are watching the channel, thank you very much. You're very welcome, and thank you very much. And Uganda was recent also. I welcome you all. Thank you very much for staying on my channel. Have you subscribed yet? Did you know it's free to subscribe? Did you know it costs absolutely nothing to press that like and that subscribe button? In case you didn't know, it's free. It's absolutely free. It doesn't put any pressure on you. It opens you to possibilities of getting notification when there's a new video out. It allows you to see all my older videos. It allows you to see my playlists. When I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to have special editions, of course, just for my subscribers. But for now, everybody can watch everything. And if you go into my playlist, you have one style of my lifestyle, and then another style of my lifestyle on another playlist, and then another style of my lifestyle on another playlist. What am I talking about on one side? Where have I traveled to on another playlist? What is my opinion about something on another playlist? Yeah, the playlists are differently categorized. But recently I noticed, I think when I started, yeah, I think they're quite on point with the headings. But if I find there's something, I keep on changing, editing to make sure that they're apt and they're staying. I've got another call, so I'm going to see you all when we started working. Let me just sort this out, and welcome to the channel. Please like and subscribe. The materials have arrived, so we are going to start working in a few. Yep. So we need to put this two here, and then I'm going to put the other one here under the mulberry tree, because this is a shaded spot for most of the early morning, and that one is a shaded spot for most of the early afternoon. And then this is comfortable again in the evening. And I'm considering that when I want to sit outside, at every moment I want somewhere where there's a shade. And I also want somewhere where I can sit with my with the grandchildren when they're here, with my nieces and nephews, with visitors. And Ruai, the probability of there being sunshine in Ruai. I'm picking some mulberries as the arrangement is going on. Then I'm going to freshen up in a bit. And the probability of it being sunny in Ruai is very high. So having one bench under the shade is very important, because at all times, and then the other one in a strategic place where I can have shade in the afternoon. It's all very important, because that way at any hour I can be seated under the shade, because also it will allow me to stay outdoors very long, for longer hours. For longer hours during the day when I'm shooting clips and when I'm having visitors, entertaining visitors. And now we no longer have to stay in the house even when it's so hot, because here there's a cool breeze blowing through all the time, and at least it's outside in the sunshine and in the light, and it's comfortable. So now I won't have to always think of I have to entertain visitors in the house, and if I need to shoot content, it will be clearer when I'm out in the sunshine. So we'll talk in a bit. Let me just help with what needs setting up before I go to freshen. So I've had breakfast, and then you can see I've taken out the bonnet plus my night clothes, and I've been unable to go and freshen up because there's so much to do, and then I can't leave when the person who is here working to be alone, because I still need to guide on how things should be. The carpet was blowing very much when it was on the mabati fence, so I've had to move it here. I think now it's dry enough to put on the metal line on the wire. So let me move it first, then I talk to you. Yeah, so I had to move it because I removed it from this fence because it was blowing. The wind was blowing so hard, and it had started drying on the side where the sun was. At night, I just folded it and put it outside on the big bench, and then I covered it so that if it rained, it wouldn't rain on it when it was starting to dry. And then I took it out in the morning, early morning. So it had started drying. Then I put it here on the tree. I just draped it across the sharp edges of the tree, then it would hold. But now on the clothesline, it's going to dry much faster, just the little bit that is remaining. So what we are doing now, while I'm waiting for the main fundi, I've had to change the one that I had called. Took so long. I told him I don't have that patience. If I call you and you take more than an hour, you obviously don't want that work. So I got somebody else. So what we are doing, we are making, first the holes are dug. Yeah, the holes are for putting in the supports, this kind of support for the bench, to hold the bench up. So we are going to, the holes first are going to be dug to put up the support for the bench, and then the bench is going to be joined. Now the one who's coming, the workman who's coming, he has the tools for my hammer. I told you it got spoiled. I'm going to buy another one at this rate, or repair that one, because I have one head of a hammer and I have one handle of a hammer, but the handle had another head. Yeah, I usually keep tools even when they've started getting spoiled, because they can be repaired. So I'll take them to get joined at a welder's, so that if it's welded all together, it can't fall off, and it's much safer for the worker. The other one, the head fell off because though it had a wooden handle and the head was loose. and whoever was working wasn't too keen, it fell into the toilet. I still have to go to get into the malls, and I also want to enjoy a bit, to have a bit of free time before the baby comes, before the baby is brought here, when it's going to be so hectic and so busy. And I don't want to, when I have time with my grandson, I don't want to have to leave him for long. The compound is much bigger. You can see now the space that I have is not what I had before. After extending, that is also going to be put up. This is where I normally do my introductions in the morning from different sides of the mulberry of this mulberry tree. Sometimes I'll normally make it facing away into the main house over there. But when I'm facing that side, but I'm next to the mulberry tree, or in the evening I'll be on the mulberry tree but facing this way when it's evening sun. So now I'm going to have the bench there, so that whether I'm seated facing the rising of the sun or the setting of the sun or the afternoon, I'm in the shade, and I am somewhere I can speak without having too much sun on me. Right now I'm sitting on this first bench that we made yesterday, and you can see it's coming to noon and there's already shade here, but that has had shade since morning, and it's going to have shade until around 3-4 p.m. I think, under the mulberry. I want to mark so that I know which hours I can be on which bench. But when we were finishing work yesterday, it was evening, it was coming to 5 or 6, and already the shade from 3 o'clock already, the shade was very much under this under this. That's a nail. I'm keeping on collecting nails and putting them in a central place. The shade was already very great, so I know for sure that I'm going to have a lot of places, different places that I can get to shoot from, work from, and have very good exposure to the videos. Okay, now you can see what he's doing is he has dug the holes here, so he's going to dig. We had thought of putting two legs per bench, but we realized that four legs, 2 on each end, is going to be better. And then the planks of wood are going to be joined either in 2 places or 4 places. The other fundi, the other workman, the main workman who is going to come is going to tell us whether and he has the other tools, the hacksaw to cut up the wood and the rest of the nails. So he's going to tell us what is better, whether we should have the wood joint in 3 places or in 2 places. That's just for better stability. And then later on, hopefully before Christmas, I'm going to buy paint and paint the bits of wood. I'm not going, I think, and just looking at them because they are not rough. Ese kuna sandpaper Musyoki, ese kuna sandpaper, lakini tu hapa kala ngine nge yenda si sawa. So what I'm going to do, I was thinking of sandpapering, but instead I'm just going to buy paint, and I know when I buy the paint, it's going to further smoothen the benches a bit, just to prevent any little roughness. And then I can see like this one has a nail that is protruding. I'm going to have that. There's a way that they hammer the nail until it enters the wood, so that when you pass your hand, you slide your hand on top. And especially because babies and young children might be sitting on them, or people when they are smartly dressed and they don't want clothes tearing and everything, they can be comfortable. But I'm so happy. You can see the compound is so much larger. The clothesline is not quite at the edge. It's reaching the edge on one side, and then to the other side it's on a tree that is inside the compound. So let me show you. So what I did is, and that's the goodness of planting trees. Again, if we hadn't planted all these trees, I'd just be talking a different story now. You see the aesthetic of this fence, because it's along where the trees are. It's already so beautiful. So even if I'm thinking of painting the inner sheets, I'll probably paint just the other sides, but not this one, which already has a fully grown fence on it. And for this one, what I'll do is that instead I'll paint on the outside, just to help with aesthetics. When we are outside, people are looking, and if we have a function and there's something beautiful, I think I'm going to call a few artists, or I'll just call children in the family or friends and come and tell them, each of you draw in each segment. When I have different paints, draw what you can. And I love murals. I must have a mural on that and the other stone wall. that belongs to my neighbor, but it's mine on my side. So what I've done is that the clothesline is held by that tree. The tree is on the outside, but I've put a metal sheet to hold the wire because I don't want to hurt my trees. I don't want, what people normally do is that they tie the wire directly onto the tree. And what that does, because the wire is thin, it eats into the tree. And you can imagine, it's like if you have a very tight bangle and you wear it for years. As you grow, and you put it on a baby, because this is a young tree, you put it on a baby. As the baby grows, it cuts into the skin. And I normally see that happening in trees, and I feel so sad. Even tight strings, nylon, very tight nylon, when you try to tie it around a tree, it grows and it cuts the tree, so it leaves with that foreign injurious object in it. And so what we did is that I put the sheet, let me show you. So you see what I've done, I've put the metal sheet on the tree at the back where the pressure of the wire is going to hold the most, and then I've tied it in a semicircle where the wire is pulling the most. So what is holding on is the wire has a bit of space. As the tree grows bigger, if I find it growing bigger, what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to change that particular place where I've tied and increase it to fit, but I've left ample space for it to grow quite well for the next couple of months, and then that will remain safe. So, and then it goes to the other side, but right now it's low because yesterday when I gave instruction, but you remember I was busy, I was cooking, I was supervising the washing of the dishes, the washing of the clothes, I was bringing out equipment, I was giving instruction what should happen, I was also helping, and that was a lot of work. And so I think in between when I left instruction of where the other end of the wire should be and when I came back, it was put slightly lower. So now because I have clothes today and we have other work, I'm not going to have it changed, but either tomorrow or some later time before I do the next washing, I still have like a whole week, or because the baby will be coming probably earlier. But now I'm going to have that adjusted and put higher with clothesline that are made of wire. The recommendation is always that if this is your arm length for hanging, the wire should always be this high. Yeah, it might sound odd, but that's a recommendation, because whenever you hang clothes, I don't know whether metal expands or what, but it will always come lower. So the higher it is, then the better allowance you have, so that like now where the height at which it is, when I hang sheets, and yesterday I had one sheet, it almost touches the ground. So it must always be higher, so that whatever I'm hanging is able to dangle without touching the ground. Kwa sisi anesile wewe uko kuongea badha ke kingine. Yeah, so it comes onto this other tree. You remember the tree I told you that is so beautiful? Yeah, that's the one. And then you can see the compound extends now. It's so big. I'm at one corner. I can see right up to the other corner. And the trees are helping with the beautification. The main worker has come, so let me attend to them and I'll talk to you. So as we are doing everything else, I've been told that apparently these pieces of rough cuts are wide enough for sitting on one. So I'm going to make this wide one and that one. So I'm going to have 3. Since I've been told the rough cuts can fit, one each can fit as a bench. The ones this one that we had made that I'm so happy about is actually a table size. So I'm going to make 3 benches because 3 of them are good standard size. And then the thinnest one we are going to utilize either for the door, the wooden door, or to put somewhere else, because I want a firmer door before we get the metal one, before I can afford to buy the metal door. At least this wooden one will be a bit more firm, and then at a later date when we have enough finances, we're going to put a metal door. I mean, improvements will keep on happening, but for now I want something that's sturdy and that is firm. And so I'm glad that it had even come also, though that was now a con. The people who sold, of course, conned. You never know when something happens, whether it was by default or by mistake. So I'm going to go on with this. This is what's happening while the digging of the holes is going on, and then I'll fill you in later on. So I'm just going to delay going to make my hair to the salon until much later on, maybe in the afternoon. So we're progressing well. You can see the door is, I have to keep on picking nails that are falling, that are being removed. And the door has taken shape. It has to be wide enough for a wheelbarrow because we'll be constructing soon.
And when we are constructing, majority of the material will be coming from that side, coming into the inside, so that the inner compound doesn't get very dirty. And also because we don't have a lot of space, a vehicle can't enter. The lorries are big, they cannot enter. But the outside compound, this is where the lorries come to park. And you see this material, this is the first material that will be utilized when we have ongoing construction. So the other material that needs to be brought at that point, when once we excavate the inside, all this is going to be leveled up. So the lorries will be able to come up to this point. That's why the fence reached here. Then it can pour. But for now, I have to make sure that this is just sufficient for pouring materials around here, and then they are ferried with the wheelbarrow inside. So this small gate is very, very, very crucial for future planning for when we'll be constructing, by God's will, probably by mid next year. Work is going on, we've made progress. Let me give you a sky view of, it's cool now. I had to dress down to take out my night clothes and of course the bonnet, but let me show you the sky view of Arua today. It's cloudy and it's very cool right now. We have the dark clouds, that means it's impending rain that is coming. It might rain now or it might rain later on. And I have a headache. I don't know whether I've worked a lot. I've eaten very well. It's not a question of eating. I've slept very well. I've not missed any sleep. But I'm just, and I rarely get headaches, but I'm developing a headache. I think I've just been running too much without a pause. So when I go to the salon, when I come back, I'm just going to take a rest. I'll leave the clothes for arranging later on because I've already folded them. And these are few for just putting in the house. But I'll definitely take them off before I go out to the salon, because it might start raining when I've gone to the salon. But work is progressing very well. We are about to start mounting the benches, and the door you can see is already fixed. It's just remaining the hinges and a few fixing. Let me take a phone call. So we've killed another snake again. Yesterday we found a snake. Today we've killed one, and very luckily the person who's working, this other fellow that was working yesterday, he's the one who got it. And it was the same size, the same color again. So I think they're a family maybe that we disturbed. I just hope it's not babies. Why would if it's babies and it's a nest we've disturbed, then we are finally catching. So we've burnt it. Even yesterday we burnt it. The burning has, we burn for spiritual purpose, of course, either to kill off and ward off any evil spirits, and at the same time also to ensure that we have already absolutely killed it. And then, Skip can also try to eat the bones. And if the bones pierce him, that's dangerous. So what we do is that after we've burnt it, and after we've burnt it, I'm just seeing something that I need to fix. After we've burnt it, we are going to pour the ash into the toilet. Then that way I'm sure that the dog Skip is not going to try to eat that and injure himself, or it's just not good anyway. Yeah, so we've killed the snake and we have burnt it, and I'm just hoping they're going to run away because there's no space, because the space is being cleared. But thankfully everything is going on well according to plan, and I'm still having that throbbing headache. So I'm going to take a lot of water, and when all this is done, I've just decided I might not, I'll decide whether to go to the salon if it's early enough. It's already 2 o'clock. If we finish before 4 o'clock, I'll go. If it's later than that, I'll relax and I'll totally, absolutely do nothing until tomorrow morning. Because nowadays I've seen things happen because people get something like a slight headache, and then you're like, oh no, I'm just going to continue with what I'm doing. You must take everything seriously. Anything that your body warns you about, you must take it seriously. If it's the headache that I'm having now, I must take it that it's my body warning me about something. Of course, I've been in the sun a lot. I've been standing up a lot. I've been listening to loud noise a lot. I'm not going to take it for granted. Immediately this work gets finished, I'm giving myself a small holiday of the few hours until morning. Whether it rains, whether I delay my hair to be made, but I'll just take care of myself first, make sure I'm fine, and then I'll continue with whatever needs doing tomorrow. So it's 4 o'clock and the workers have gone. I've just seen the workers off. And then I got visitors. There's some slay queens over here and they don't want to be shown in the videos, with some other young children. And my number one fan also came to visit. And I'm so happy. I got my little nieces and nephews to visit. I'm so happy. But they just came for a short visit. Then they're leaving. But I'm very grateful. It's been a good day. My headache is still there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to escort them out, buy them a little treat. And then as I come back, I come have a shower, sit down. I won't go make my hair now at 4 o'clock. I might come back 6, 7. I don't want that. I'll set off tomorrow early morning, going to make my hair, going to relax, and to have a full day of rest. Thank you for staying on the channel. Thank you for subscribing. I hope you've subscribed today. I'll take a walk and I'll still come back because I don't want to shut the video now. It's still early and I still want you to walk with me. But the compound looks great. I'll do the reveal later. So I'm testing my benches and this is the first visitor I have. That's my little cousin. The name is Wendy, but you can't see. You can see her now. There she is. Say hi to my clients.
Hi guys, please subscribe to her channel, Wendy Josephine at YouTube.
Thank you very much. So that's my cousin who's come to visit, and the other ones are here. I'm seeing them off. I'm glad that I have someone who accepted to be on the video. We always talk about consent. So we'll talk to you later. Let me escort them. We can come along. Let's go. So I've just seen off my little babies and I'm so excited. You don't know what little visitors do. They bring the shine in me. They give me so much happiness. I feel so happy. Those are my little nieces and nephews. One of them is a cousin, but she's young. So I just call her, not like my little daughter. So tomorrow I'm going to be busy. Tomorrow I'm going swimming. I've been wanting to go swimming and I didn't have people to go with. My cousins sometimes they just pretend like old women. But no kids, they jump up to the opportunity. So yeah, I promise them we'll go swimming tomorrow. So who is me? I'm looking to have fun, to relax, spoil myself. So that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'll go make my hair early in the morning. My headache is still there. I finished with the workmen and they've done a lovely. Should I add another lovely? They've done a lovely job. I'm happy when I have the grace and the favor, more the favor than the grace even, of getting workers who do a superb job. As I told you, the lead workman came and told me that no, you don't need to put benches so wide. They are not tables. So we did, the benches came out 3, not counting the one that was there before. They came out 3, and then the last one I had them split it. Do you have blackjack? What is this? It's the lace of my petticoat. Yeah, these derras, they can be transparent. So when I have male workers around me, I put on a petticoat. But generally, I don't wear derras without an inner slip so that the transparency doesn't show too much. I'm old-fashioned like that. Yeah, so they did a good job and I'm happy for that. And now I'm ready to relax. I always say I'm ready to relax and then something comes up. This time nothing is coming up except me having fun. Yeah. So I'm going to have, what am I going to have for supper? The spaghetti I had made is remaining a little. I haven't had lunch today. In fact, I've just realized a few minutes ago that I didn't have lunch. We got so busy. Nowadays, when I have workers and we get busy, let alone yesterday. Yesterday I had many women. Women are very fast to remind you it's time for food. But when I have men only working for me, and then if I get so engrossed in the work because I dive into helping them to lift things, shift things, even as I'm supervising, I'm helping them. So when I don't cry out for hunger because it's lunchtime, I think they take the cue to be like, we have to work through lunch. That's not what I intend, but the truth of the matter is that work really needs to get finished, and to get finished on time, and for us to do the next thing. I know they also have things to do and earlier. So when the work was finished, I was glad for that. And then I just realized nobody stopped for lunch, although we hadn't started so early. So I guess they had already had breakfast. And then because I had my breakfast, that was around what? I had wanted to have it earlier. Then the first fellow came, and then supervising and getting materials. So I had brunch. It was almost brunch because that was around, I think, 9:45, coming to 10. Yeah, so now I'm feeling hungry. Again, I've been on my feet throughout, moving, shifting things, because I also don't want us to work and then leave the compound being dirty, and then I have to look for people again to come and help me clean. You can hear in the background there are also people who are working. I know a lot of people are working to make sure that buildings are a bit more at a further rate of completion by Christmas than before, so that they can come and show off to friends, they can come and enjoy with friends and with family. And I'm wishing everybody well who is doing any construction that may be so. So because of the way I'm feeling, I'm going to, do I have a shower first or do I get something to eat? I think I'm going to get something to eat first, so that once I enter the house I don't have to come out. But then after that I'm going to have a shower and then rest. The clothes, because they were folded, and I've already taken out the others when we were burning, because of the smoke from the burning of the snake that we killed. I had to take off the clothes into the house, but I just dumped them, in the house. I don't have any energy for anything else. So hello, it's evening, and I've just had a shower, and I've had my dinner, come lunch I guess, and I'm feeling fresh, but the fatigue is just hitting me all anew. I'm glad that the work is done for today. I'm very grateful. Tomorrow is going to be my resting day. So right from the morning, I'll wake up very early in the morning. If I'm not going to arrange the folded clothes and finish folding the ones that are not folded, I'll do that in the morning, and then I'll go to, I think I'm going to alert the hairdresser so that she can wait for me. I do my hair. Tomorrow I think I'll also do my nails. It's almost Christmas anyway, I can afford to. And I really need a rest and a break. I'm feeling tired. I'm feeling tired everywhere. I think I'll paint the benches and the gate and other parts much later, probably next year. I've run out of money. I just thought it would be nice for you to know when sometimes you hear me saying I don't have money, but a little money goes a very long way. Yesterday's work, when I had the person doing the laundry, she came, I called her to do the laundry and to wash my carpet. And because she came with her daughter, her other children have gone to visit their grandmother or auntie or wherever. Well, they're not there. She normally has other small children, but they were not there. But so she told me, rather than leave the girl in the house, because they live in a place that is a bit open, let me come with her. And so I told her, the girl is around 14 years. So I told her, rather than her just come and sit here, she can watch TV, but even before she does that, she can wash the dishes while you wash the clothes, because I'm helping out with the others. It's something she knows how to do. And so she did it. So I told her, I'll combine your whole pay because your daughter is also helping. And then my clothes, as I told you, I usually don't have so many clothes. And my grandson's clothes were just few. And then, of course, plus the carpet. So I paid her, in total, I paid her 500 for washing the clothes, my clothes, and my grandson's clothes, and the carpet, and then for her daughter doing the dishes. And then there was a lady who was here helping me, but who is a friend. She had just come to help me. Like, I didn't have any, I had no expectation from her, and it was not mandatory that she stays here, but she chose to, and because she was helping me out, I gave her 150 shillings. That to a friend is just go and buy meat, milk and bread. It's just it's a thank you gift. It's not a payment for labor done. And then the young man who was here, he's the one who did the leveling of the ground. He's the one who made the hold on for a call. So the young man is the one who did the leveling of the ground. He uprooted the bench that was outside and put it inside. Did most of the and uprooted the trees that I needed uprooting. Yeah, then he had to block a space that was open where Skip was passing, and he had to make the whole bench and sort out the other wood for the other place. Generally, the work he did yesterday, I paid him 350. Yeah, because he was we were also clearing the outside. That's why we started the outside when we were clearing up the trees that had been cut and thrown off. But generally, his work was the hard handiwork. For today, he came and then he went and got the pieces of wood, the timber that I needed, the cut-offs, and then he came and dug all the holes. Digging the holes is very tough because you have to dig like almost 1.5 or 2 feet deep to install the poles that are going to hold on the benches so that they can last for long. And some of these benches, when they are put, you've gone to people's homes where the bench is so well worn. It is smooth. It has been smoothened by people's backside sitting on it. So they wear off, and they wear off very well. Even the first one we put up, the one which is like a table, it never used to be like that. But people have sat on it, and when somebody comes, rubs a bit, and of course, the weather also plays a part when it's very hot, and then when it's rained on, and it ends up smoothening itself over time. And so for today, he brought the timbers, then he had to cut them when the hacksaw was brought, and he had to dig all the holes, and he was the one helping now the main worker to hold up the heavy stuff, and then helping him to nail where it was possible. Uprooting the tree stumps that remained yesterday. He also uprooted some tree stumps of the kind of trees that I don't want, because the place just has to maintain a level of neatness. Do you know I had opened water to fill in that bucket, and now is when I'm wondering whether I closed it. Can you imagine? I'm that tired. Of course I closed it much earlier, but it has just hit me like I had left it open. Did I close it? And for today, I paid him 300 shillings because he was working as a helper, although he was also doing his work. And then the main person who came now to fashion the door completely, and also to now give specifics of how to make the benches very long lasting. Although the young boy did the one which is now a table, actually now it's going to be the one which is the table for serving food, and then the rest are going to be sitting benches based upon the way they've been changed. He's the one, also the main fundi workman is also the one who told me that rather than have make only 2 benches with the 4 planks of wood that I bought, the offcuts, I can make it 3 benches. And the last one, this one that I'm sitting on, actually, what I did is I told them to shorten it, not to make it as long. I don't want it very long, so let me show you. It extends from here and reaches here. So what they did is that they cut off about 2 feet from it. I told them I don't want it having overhangs so that people can come and sit and may uproot it, or we are many. This is my special place. Like only 2 people may sit here at a time, or if it's children, but I don't want many people sitting here. This is just my special place for vlogging and for when I want to sit. I'm usually alone here. So even if I'm with other people, they can well sit on the other benches. There's shade from the trees in the other benches. So this is my special, how you just like the place you like. I like being under the mulberry tree, so that whether it's in the morning I want to vlog, or it's in the evening, or if it's when I'm in the baby and I want to be under the shade, I can come and sit here. And there's so much I can do here because I can place a chair or a stool here. I can wash the baby outside. We can sit under, we can put a carpet on the ground and sit here. And if I want to sit here and watch the baby, once the baby starts crawling, this place I know it's going to become clear in a while. Right now it's looking all rough because we've been working on it and working on it and working on it. Even now I'm itching to have it totally leveled because it's not totally leveled, but I've done so much and I'm tired, and I think probably next week before Christmas I'm still going to call, but it's going to have to be about 2 people working together. And even if they'll just work morning section only and leave, bring in more soil. I want the ground level makes a very big difference, so that once it rains and the grass starts growing, you don't have places where you walk and it dips a bit and no. I want it totally level. And if at all there's going to be an incline, it has to be a very, very slow incline coming out and away from the house and out of the main compound. But the main compound has to be a bit more leveled, just for neatness, for when you're cutting grass, when you're raking, when you're growing, when you're landscaping, everything becomes better. So thank you all of you. So today I paid the lead workman 500 shillings, and the other young man who is his helper, who was here yesterday, also 300 shillings. At the same time, I bought the planks of wood. I bought each at 155 Kenya shillings. And then I paid for the boda, the rider who brought, I paid him 120 shillings. And yep, so in total that was 800 shillings plus 120, 920 plus 620, 920, 15, 620, 1,540 shillings is what I've used today. Oh, and I bought nails. I bought nails of how much? I bought nails of 100 shillings. 3-inch nails, yeah, of 120 shillings. I sent the main workman to come with them. So that is 1,640 shillings. Yeah, but I've not been having that money for a very long time. And that's why I keep on telling you that little monies go a long way. You see, like now, if I had like 5,000 today at my disposal, I'd have gone very far. If I combine today's and then yesterday's was 500 plus 350, that's 850 plus 150, that's 1,000. And then I bought fruits for 70 shillings, 1,070. And yesterday, what did I buy? What else did I buy yesterday? I didn't buy anything else. So yesterday I spent 1,000. Yeah, I just spent 1,000 and 1,070 shillings. So combined in 2 days, I've spent 2,000, about 2,300 shillings. Imagine, just 2,300, but the amount of work that I've done in this compound is going to last for months. It's even going to last for years, because some of the things are going to last, but it costs just that much money. But I didn't have that money for a long time, and that work had to stay pending for so long. So that's why I keep on saying that you have to do your due diligence. Find out which workers can work at good rates. I know if I'd have called other workers today, the charge would have been for the main workman 1,300 shillings, and then for the person who's helping him 700 shillings. That's 1,700, meaning the work that the amount of money I've used today would have been the salary of only 2 people. It would have not bought any materials at all. And so I'm very particular. There are people that I'll work with. There are people who actually I call for work and they come and they get here. And when they get here, I tell them before we start, this is the amount I'm going to pay. And they start haggling, and I'm like, let me not waste your time and do not waste my time. That's the amount of money I have. If you are not able to take it, please leave. Please leave. Because I can bet you anything. I don't tell them this, but in my mind, I'm just like, before you get where you're going, I'll have gotten the person who will come and work for that money. And I always have the determination of, if I call somebody, I normally ask them, are you working somewhere else? If they say they are not, I say, I know that they don't have a salary for that day. So if I call you and I'm not even offering you a quarter of what you're earning, but I'm giving you a day's wage, somebody's day wage, why would you not want to? And usually, like today, how many hours did they work? One of the lead workman came here at almost lunchtime, noon. It was well into noon. The other one started at not considering the time that he went to get the pieces of wood. It's like he started work at 10 or 11 and they finished work at 4. So it's not even a full day's work. And then I'm fully hands-on. Whenever people are working in my compound, I'm fully hands-on helping. That's why I'm telling you, like today I didn't take a break for lunch. Yesterday when I took a break for lunch, while I was cooking, everybody else was working. So I was equally working as hard as they were. And I was supervising at the same time. And when I sat down for lunch, I just told everybody is going to take a break. We all eat together. So I have those special considerations. And I make sure that before somebody starts working, we always disagree. So in any instance where I've had a disagreement with somebody, it's somebody who's a thief. I'm not going to lie about it. I mean, I've even had someone take me to the chief to report that was a thief. In fact, they went and bribed the people who were at the chief's office so that I could, pay a little money on the side. And I was like, even if I pay that money, I wanted to come here personally so that I can tell him in the face, in front of you. Then he didn't turn up. And because they also knew, because of the way I had presented my case, that I was right. The person actually hadn't done my work but was demanding the money. But you oblige yourself when you're a crooked official and you put money in your pocket, because they had already eaten money from this person and promised him they were going to get something from me. Who told you money was my problem? It was not the money that was the issue. It was about integrity. If you don't do work you haven't done. And I just told them straight in the face, because he did this and came here, and because you know very well that you're even agreeing that, oh, maybe I hadn't done wrong, what. I'll pay him, but I'll pay him in my own good time. Even if it takes a month, I'll pay him after a month. But I just told her in the face, it's because you've eaten money. But because I know you've done that, I'll pay them. But you are not going to force me to pay them at your pleasure. I'm going to pay at my pleasure. And I think I took I wanted to take a whole month, but I just sat down, and some things are so disgusting. I was like, what's this? It's just about 200 shillings. And I just paid the person. But I feel hurt when somebody plays foul on me and expects to be fully paid. And I'm very straightforward, and I expect people to know the same. So I make it a point that before you start working, you know how much you're working for, and then you know what it is you're going to do. I count the jobs. I count you're going to do number 1 job, number 2 job, number 3 job, number 4 job, number 5 job, number 6 job. If by the end of the day you have not done this, you're not getting paid. And if by any chance you think you're sly and we discuss, and then later on you tell me, oh, that work, please be sure if you see me delaying to make your payment, you defaulted. And I'll take my sweet time. And you can crucify me all you want. I'll always do it. Another call coming. Yeah, so that's why I keep on being so thankful, being so grateful, because when I have workers who come here and they do their due diligence, they work as expected. In fact, they go beyond the call of duty, and then they listen to what I'm telling them, because I like when people are working for me, they listen to the instruction I'm giving them. Like today, the people that came, I told them I don't want the benches to be the same level. I want the front bench to be a bit lower than the back bench. That way, if people come here and there's somebody who's here, because I'm a trainer of trainers, so sometimes I expect I'll be training people or I'll be talking to groups of people. I'll also add chairs. I want the level of height of the bench of the people that are on the four benches, on the front benches, to be slightly lower, so that if there's somebody who's at the back who's almost the same height or just slightly taller, they don't have to lean, and look or what is being shown, if there's a board in front or if there's something being displayed. They don't have to strain. They can look at eye level and see what's happening, and everybody's comfortable. And then I wanted a certain distance of space, so that, because I know a lot of people that I'll be talking to here, majority of the time will be women. And women will come with bags, they'll come with children, they have to put the children down, the children will want to play around. So I want distance between the benches, so that if there are children, they don't get hit by the benches on the side. In fact, I've just remembered, the edges are supposed to be leveled off so that they are not sharp corners. I take a lot of consideration because a lot of times children are going to be here, and I'm thinking also my grandson will be playing here, so I don't want him getting into a corner and getting scratched. So I want rounded off edges. I'm going to find out if I can have somebody come and sandpaper the benches and then hit the nails in a bit deeper, slightly deeper. I know they suffice the way they are, but I want quality. I want quality for my guests. I want quality for myself. So I'm going to see if I can have them sandpapered, and then when they are sandpapered, like I said, the painting can come up much later. Talking of sandpapering, yeah, I deserve to buy myself a Christmas gift. I think I've been wanting to have a sandpapering machine so much. It's about what? The last I checked, it was about 6,000. I love buying tools, working tools, because I know there's one which is combined. It's what? It's a sand. It can do sandpapering. You can you can change the, I don't know, the what, and then it can become a cutting blade. It's a handheld tool. And I love handheld tools that whether they're electric or manual, but normally, of course, electric, because I can extend cables here. So I think that's what I might get myself if I get lucky and get a little extra money. I'll probably get that tool, because today there's something we're doing. We're cutting with a hacksaw, and some of the pieces of wood we're using are blue gum blocks of, not blocks of wood, but blue gum. They're called what? They're just pieces of wood. Blue gum is like metal. It is so hard. It's very long lasting and it's very expensive right now. But these are reused, that had been used in another construction site before, and then I saved them and I kept them. It is, you lift a piece of blue gum, you think you're lifting a piece of metal. It's that heavy. And so when they were cutting them for laying the foundation for the bench, the poles to hold the benches up, I noticed that it was so hard for them to cut. But if I had a power tool here, oh, it would have been easy peasy. I would have just done that in a second. And I was like, how much more could we be able to do? If I bought that, I can even commercialize it, and I can tell, like, the workmen who I find favor with, I can just be telling them, when you need to cut large and many pieces of wood, call me. I have my hand tool. I'll come, I'll charge you so much, and then I can come and sit there, and you can cut up all the pieces that you want, and then I go back with my tool. Yeah, because I just thought that's something that is so crucial, that is so important. But some of these people who do this kind of work can't afford to purchase such a kind of equipment. So that's something I'll think of buying for myself. But meanwhile, I want to go and get myself some duvets. Yeah, a duvet, or rather, not some duvets. I want to go and get myself a duvet. Yeah, I want Christmas to find me with a new. I bought sheets earlier on, but I don't have a duvet. I don't have a good duvet for my bed. The one I have, I always change things with the kids, and I always let them pick the best. Yeah. But now I'm in the self-care mode. I'm going to get myself a duvet. So tomorrow, as I go to make my hair, I'll pass by the local market that sells secondhand stuff. Yep, it's secondhand but very good quality. That's what I can afford for now, and that's what I'm going to get. And because it's a self-treat, I really don't mind. I'm going to pick something that is can cover my bed, because my bed is big. It's a 5x6, so I need something that can cover and get over the edges a bit. So I think even if I got a 6x6 duvet, that would be fine. Yeah, that would be fine. And then go swimming. Yeah, tomorrow I must go swimming. Even if I won't swim, I'll stay in the water, but I want to have fun with the kids, and I told myself I must go swimming. I made a bet with somebody. D, are you listening? If you're watching, I'm going swimming before you. Yeah, I'm going swimming before you, and I told you I'm going to do it before you. Yeah, I made a bet with one of the kids. So, yep, thank you for staying with me. Thank you for staying on the channel. It's coming to the end of the year. What have you done? Those of you who are watching me running about, doing so little but being so proud of it, because in my long-term plan, it's a little, that I'm doing now. But in the long term, it's so big. It's such a big undertaking that I've done in the past few weeks and this month. But money wise, and if you judge and compare in terms of scale, it's such a small scale piece of work that I've done. I've just extended a small piece of fence, cleared the compound a bit, put up a few flimsy benches, cut a few trees, trimmed around. It doesn't look much, but it's a bit of everything in my life. It's a very big undertaking. I've created more space. I've beautified the compound. I've made it easier for people to walk, sit, enjoy, to hang clothes, to enjoy the fruits more, for birds to enjoy the place more, to be able to keep more things here, to be able to see where there's space if I want to make a development. Like now, if I want to put up a shop, I'll just choose, where do I cut an opening? Do I cut it there or do I cut it here? But before, I wasn't able to do that because there was this and there was that and there's that. And so even in your life, wherever you are, whatever type of space you have, I'm so happy. Today I must give a shout out to, again, people in Nyabohanse village. Number one, Julian Boke. Julian Boke is building. She's a young girl. I think she's in her early 20s. And she's been living with her mom, and I think she has a child or two. And she's come from having a mud house, and she's now building a brick house. Congratulations, Julian Boke. I've been watching you. You've done so well for yourself. Buying your own materials, buying your own tools. When I saw you buying the spade and the wheelbarrow, and I was like, cheers, yay, yay, go girl, go girl, go girl. And then she's talked about how she's going to roof. I also advised her, since you're building and you're building next to your mother, her mother has a two-roomed house. Incorporate the roofing and the lintel from the lintel level so that you can roof your house and your mother's. Julian Boke, congratulations, well done. This is a young girl. Go look her up in her channel. She's I'm going to put her link here, and she's constructing her first brick house. She burnt the bricks herself. I saw them picking the soil, molding it, stepping on it, forming it, then burning it. And then a few days ago, she told us, I've even been learning from her, when you've set up the what is it called? The burning of the bricks that are set up like in a household structure, and they put the twigs on top. The day the top twigs are going to burn, the bricks are ready. Wow. I learned that from you, Julian Boke, from your channel, and I appreciate. The other one is Chacha Tales. Chacha Tales is a young man also in Nyabohanse village, and he's undertaken to help a neighbor who they fell into troubles. Their father sold their land, sold everything, and one of the neighbors one of the people he had sold the land to pitied him when the wife died, because he had sold everything, and gave him a strip of, I think, about 15 or 20 feet by 100 at the lower edge of his land, near where the toilet is. And so this young man, Chacha, has been speaking to the family. The elder sons have been so depressed and sad at not having a home, and well-wishers put up a home. And now well-wishers, through Chacha Tales and his brother, have made contributions. The family has spruced up the house very well. New windows, new walls, new outdoor space. They actually didn't have land, so that the space they were given contributed to the mother's grave, because it was when their wife had passed away. She's buried right at their doorstep. And this is not a time to castigate, but when I come here to talk about the ills that men do, this is a man who had grown sons. He also has other children. And when you sell your land to the point of selling everything without even leaving space, you did not think of your children can get an inheritance. It doesn't matter what kind of problem you had. And he had moved away. He's come back now because neighbors are helping. It's a very, very pathetic case. But we're not here to look at the downside of that. I've been watching. I also sympathize very much with his eldest son, Suleiman, who has really felt it, because the burden of keeping up the face of the family befalls the eldest child very often. And for this Suleiman, the levels of poverty in the home had made him run away to live in Tanzania, where he schooled also. And when he decided to come home, I think you get to a point where you're like, let me go and face things as they are, be as it may, with things being bad. And he came and you could see the desperation in his face. And even when he was talking, he kept breaking down, because it is what it is, the poverty they had, the mistakes the father made, the poverty level that they were living in. But I've seen in the past couple of days that Chacha Tales and his brother instigating and steering the development of their home. And the two brothers now, Suleiman and his younger brother, are digging the pit latrine. They also didn't have a toilet, because now they were starting anew after the land had been donated to them and their mother had been buried, and then now they're digging their own toilet because a neighbor had lent them a place to use as a toilet. Thank you, congratulations, Chacha Tales. Thank you very much for the work you're doing. We see you, and I applaud you very much, and may God bless you and your brother and your family for what you're doing. And I pray that everything goes well for this family, Suleiman's family. And I hope that Suleiman is also going to start a YouTube channel. I saw that the brother has a smartphone. You're setting one up for him. I hope that from the contributions of well-wishers, I would encourage that you also buy Suleiman a mobile phone that enables him to operate a YouTube channel. As an older person running a YouTube channel, and first and foremost, with the hope that at one point it's going to be monetized and help me to make money off it, I must never, and I will never, and I hope not to ever forget that this is also a forum for encouragement, for upliftment, for congratulating and praising those who do well, for castigating those who do wrong, but more than anything else, for keeping up, uplifting one another and giving hope to others, and letting others know that there's no point at which you cannot turn back and apologize, at point at which you cannot turn back and change things from the bad situation they are at. There's no point at which we cannot have outlived our regret and then make it time for now to move forward and to look back into the mistakes we've made and do good. But don't hold it too much. And as for you men, I'll keep on saying you are the main causes of things bad happening in the home. All this would not have happened if this man had not made the bad decisions. And I'll not stand here to judge him, but I know what usually drives some of those bad decisions is what causes the anger in these children, because they know very well it's not what is said on the front, but things that are not said outrightly in public forums, but are the actual causes of the misuse of money and the choice to make bad decisions. So I applaud those two people for the good thing that they have done, and I'm wishing them very well. Another person that I'm wishing well, of course, is Mama Nyevu. They are going on very well with their house, and it's positive. So people, when you see people asking you to please subscribe, please like, yes, it is because that money helps to roll things so well. Even me, the development, part of the reason I'm making this development here is for my community work, but it's also because I want to show my community work here onto YouTube with the hope of encouraging others, but with the hope also of growing a larger audience, so that even as you learn what's happening here, the income that at that point I'll start receiving from this channel may go towards helping not only me, but also the people who are coming here to benefit from me. What do I have to give? I can give more when I'm enabled, but for now I'm starting with what I've done right from the start, giving just of myself and my time and my talent and my capability and my prowess from the professional training I have. But beyond that, of course, comes the very, very, very important factor of money. Ka-ching-ching, that's very, very important. So it's at this point that I'm going to say have a nice evening. I hope your holiday season goes well. I'm telling myself that tomorrow I should not work. I have to oh, what did I touch? Yes, I have to tell myself, because so often I find myself saying, I'll not work tomorrow, and then I'm doing something. So I'm telling myself, relaxation come to Josephine. Relaxation come to Josephine. Bad karma go away. Bad karma go away. May I not be involved in anything except relaxing tomorrow. Be of good cheer. I'm wishing you a happy holiday. May you be healthy. May you be well. May fortitude and goodness and peace come your way. Bye bye.